Hey guys, and welcome. You guys are officially in the Divas Den. I am your host, SoFab Kim, and
I am the precious one.
we have a very special episode ahead of you guys today. We're going to be talking about the untimely death of Kim Porter, the controversy behind Pastor John Cray's comments, Small Business Saturday, one of my favorites. We're going to get into all of that and more. You're officially in the Divas Den, where you're welcome to have a seat and join in on the discussion.
Back with some unfortunate news. All of you may have heard by now, model and actress Kim Porter, also mother of 4 of Diddy's children, has passed away at the age of 47. At this time, we're not sure the exact cause of death. However, she did, reports came out that she was complaining about flu-like symptoms, pneumonia-like symptoms, and she had mentioned to the doctor that she wasn't feeling any better. And she went into cardiac arrest and passed away. So some very sad news.
Extremely sad.
On that, Kim?
I mean, it's hard, especially for her being so young.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we all know that sometimes death is extremely unexpected, especially when someone isn't sickly or ill, deathly ill or sickly. Because I mean, we all know that people have had the flu or they've had a cold and they bounce back. But we know that there are negative consequences with getting the flu. But I mean, I really feel for the kids here because we have 11-year-old Delilah, I think that's her name, and Jesse James. You have 20-year-old Christian, and then you have Quincy, I think, who's 27. All too young to really lose a parent. Yeah. So I mean, I feel for them. I feel for Diddy because now he has to not necessarily he has to put that load on his back now, where you kind of have to fill in that void because their mother's gone. Right. And I mean, having 2 girls, I mean, I know the boys are going to have a hard time, but having 2 girls to grow up without their mother, that's going to be really hard.
Right. And I know she was really like in her kid's life and in Diddy's life as well, even though they were co-parenting, and it was a really good example of co-parenting. Also with Quincy, whose father is Albie Shore, and Albie Shore, it actually came out that Albie Shore's song "Forever My Lady" that he wrote for Jodeci, that first line, was inspired by her, but that first line, "So you're having my baby," that was when he found out she was having Quincy. So that's a nice memento to have. It's a little bit different because she was in the public eye, so they have a lot of mementos. They have a lot of people around to keep her spirit alive with them, but still the loss of the mom in that public eye. But this also opens a discussion of Black women and health and why it's important, where you have to be a health advocate. Not saying that she wasn't a health advocate, but this is just a reminder to us all. If you don't feel well and it's going on a prolonged amount of time and your doctor is not giving you the answers you're looking for, you might need to find somebody else that can speak to that, or go to the emergency room. It's better to be precautious or overly worried than to have an unfortunate incident happen where something you're not expecting, especially when you're so young too. Sometimes you think, oh, nothing's going to happen to me. And I can actually, that happened to me. This is my first time talking about this, and I'm putting it out on air. A lot of you know me. I am 32. And on October 6th, I had a heart attack. It was mild. I don't have any damage to my heart. It didn't go through my entire heart, but I had one. And the one thing I kept hearing the entire time, "You're so young. Why are you here? You're so young. You're sitting in this room with senior living on the wall. And, everybody looks 20, 30, 40 years older than you. But you know what? Anything can happen at any time."
Anything can happen.
Knows no age, and especially within the Black community too, the correlation with that is Kim mentioned she had flu-like symptoms. That's actually a precursor for heart issues in the Black community. So that's something for us as women that we need to pay really big attention to.
And then don't allow your doctors, I think you mentioned that earlier, to be so dismissive of you, because there's a lot of things that they miss. Sometimes you do have to go and get a second, third, and fourth opinion, because if you don't feel right, or if something doesn't feel right, don't allow that doctor just to make you think that it's in your head, because sometimes they're taught that, oh, it's just in the patient's head. It's just in the patient's head. No, your body more than anyone else. You've been with your body since birth. So if something doesn't feel right, be sure to reach out, to ask for help. Do your research, because that's one thing that I always do, especially when it comes to like OBGYN or a gynecologist. I want someone who is going to understand where it is that I'm coming from, and who can basically tell me what it is that I need to do for my body and for my health. So don't be afraid to do the research, and just don't be afraid to speak up, because you only have one life, and as you can see, life is entirely too short, especially in Kim's case.
Yeah, so rest in peace to Kim Porter. Our condolences to her family, friends, and all of those who, her life touched. So. Pastor John Gray is under fire for some comments. It's not the first time he's under fire for some comments. But in this particular clip, he did talk about his wife being his covering versus his lid, which in actuality is a compliment to his wife. It's the comments that came after that have the public confused as to what he actually meant.
The wife that I chose is better than the man that I am. I married a woman 2 sizes too big. I have to grow into Aventer. She's a coat. I still can't fit her. She's bigger than me. And she's had to cover me while I grow up. I got to grow into her.
But she's a covering.
She's a covering, not a lid.
Ooh,
because if a man marries a lid, she'll stop your dream. But if you marry a covering, she'll push you to your destiny. Now, I'm about to shout and tear this whole thing up. I'm just telling you.
All the way out of this studio.
Let me tell you something. My wife has endured more pain birthing me than both of our children. She has sacrificed these last 8 years uncovering the painful areas of my manhood and covering the areas that could have exposed me. She deserves anything I can give her. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm going to live the rest of my life to honor her, because she gave me what I couldn't give myself, which is a chance to heal while still seeing the God in me.
Now, what I'm about to say ain't about him personally, and I say that because I honestly think he meant well. But to be honest, there's a lot of problems with what this clip, just in its own little format that's going viral, is communicating. And it's not even about what he said, but more or less what he left unsaid. Maybe it's the editing or something like that. But what he is saying is his truth, and you can't be mad at a man for that. He's talking about what he had to come from, or grow from, heal from, overcome, in order to become the version of the man that he is today. That's very relatable to a lot of people, myself included, especially the part where we made the mistake to try and love somebody despite that, and wrongfully ask that they love us in return. But the part that I'm missing, the part that was left out, was where all of this, what he described, was problematic, was a big issue, not something that was romantic, in which I thought I was tripping for, feeling like, that kind of got communicated, that this was some kind of rags to riches story, like made it through it all, through the fire, through the storm and the rain type of shit. But then when I looked at the reaction of the women that were listening to him, I'm like, no, this absolutely did come off as something that was like glorified, as something to do like the wave. And no, it should have been asked whenever he mentioned those things, in order to make this a constructive conversation, were things like, okay, in that 8 years that you dealt your wife so much pain, you equated or even say that it exceeded the pain that she endured giving birth to your 2 children, what was the toll taken on her?
Kim, did you see the conversation?
Yes, girl.
Okay.
Yes, girl.
Yeah, I feel like this conversation is a little bit more than what we can have here at this table. What do you think?
I think we need to go ahead and have some comfortable couch conversation.
Yeah.
And then, we need to also bring in a little bit of male influence so we can all, kind of weigh in on the discussion.
Yeah, I agree. So check back for that video on the comfy couch where we all sit around and talk about these comments, talk about Derek Jackson and his perspective, and what the public is saying. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say, what the hell is going on?
That would be right in this case.
Yes, it would be right. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. All right, guys, so my favorite holiday is done and over with. So you know what that means. We're getting ready for Turkey Day, and we might as well go ahead and throw Christmas into the bunch. Yeah. But what a lot of people also get prepared for is Black Friday. I don't know if you guys have noticed, or even if you have noticed, Black Friday is no longer Black Friday. Like, it has literally bled into Black Thursday.
Or the month now, because
Yes.
they're already releasing stuff as of today.
Exactly. Walmart literally was having a Black Friday sale like last week. So I'm not a big fan of Black Friday, because I feel as though it takes it takes away the happiness and the joy of the holidays, the family time. Like, it doesn't really give people time to settle and really enjoy their moment of what, we've grown to think of what Thanksgiving should be, which is supposed to be spent with family. So
I
now,
like it when I have money.
yes, yes, that too. But then also Black Friday, in my opinion, just isn't really Black Friday because they keep those deals continuously going. So what are your thoughts on it?
It's not like it was when we were younger. Like, I did like that whole having dinner with the family. Let's go to bed because we're going to wake up early and all go to the store.
So you guys actually did that?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, my family was like that sometimes. Hey, fam. Yeah. But then I got a little bit older and realized that you need to have the money to get the stuff.
That part.
And then it was just too many people, and it's early in the morning, so not everybody got their key price. Just punch kid out of the way, just why you here? And
why are you here to get the same deal?
Stressful. Now when people started getting trampled and shot and all that other stuff, then it's like, okay, this is team too much.
Yeah,
I can just shop from home, and I think that's why they've extended it to Cyber Monday. And now it's just getting ridiculous because Amazon is shooting everything out the water.
Yes,
they
they
get
are.
those deals all year round, all the time. So now the stores are trying to compete with
Amazon,
Amazon.
and I mean, now growing up, we never really participated in Black Friday. It was just like Thanksgiving, and then we just chilled. That's the day of leftovers. As we got older, we kind of just like maybe kind of like went out a little bit, and even when we did, we never really dealt with like the hustle and bustle.
Right.
It was kind of like the one Walmart that we went to. We literally walked in, got our Black Friday deal before it officially started, and left. My mom did the whole Black Friday thing last year, where she stood out in line. I wasn't doing that because 2 years ago, I wanted one thing, which was a laptop. And I purposely did not go when they were having the hustle and bustle of like lines and people camping out, because people are probably camping out now for a spot. But I walked right in, got my laptop that I wanted. That was a Black Friday deal, and walked out. No problems. And this was like 3:00 in the afternoon. So from that point on, I don't do Black Friday. However, do you guys participate in Black Friday? Let us know in the comments below. And while we're also talking about shopping, one of the things that I really, really like and that I've grown to love, especially moving down here, is Small Business Saturday.
Yes, Small Business Saturday. If for those of you that don't know, Small Business Saturday was set up to kind of combat the conglomerate corporation that is Black Friday. So it's a time for you to frequent to your local small businesses, ones that you enjoy, ones that you always say, hey, that shop looks really cool, let me just check it out. And just give them your money. So instead of paying for, quote unquote, a CEO's second holiday home, you're paying for a little girl to have ballet slippers, or for tutoring, or for a trip to, abroad.
The light bill.
Yeah, the light bill. So, I mean, you're still buying something, you're still getting something, but it's a little bit more conscious.
Exactly.
Thought behind it. Yeah.
Exactly. And anybody who knows me, if you guys have been following me, you know how much I love small businesses. So some of my top businesses that I really frequent is Key Essentials. As you guys know, that's where I go to get my natural hair done and protected. I would rather go with someone who actually has studied and knows about my hair and can treat it properly, opposed to just going to, the regular Paul Mitchell or whatever. Exactly. I want that personal one-to-one time. And then another one that I go to, if you guys have ever noticed my nails, is Asia B. I love her because, once again, like, she started off very small with her own place, and then next thing I know, she has her own shop. She's now tutoring. She's now reaching back to the community, and she's really big on supporting other small businesses. So I'm like, why not go to her? And my nails also don't crack or break, or they actually stay for long periods of time. No shade, but shade. So while people are spending $50 every 2 weeks, I spend like $70 for a month and a half. So just saying. And another one that I frequent is R&R Spa. One thing that I think people don't realize is when you go and you trust somebody as an esthetician, or your wax lady or man, whoever, I don't know, maybe male's wax, I'm not sure. I want that personalized, feeling. I want someone who knows my skin, who knows what to put on it, what not to put on, and just think like, okay, well, you're here, let's just put any type of wax on you and let's keep it moving. It's really, really personalized. So I think that's one reason why I really love small businesses when it comes to things like that, because it's my beauty. So shout out to them. Yay.
And since Black Friday has all of their promotions and stuff paid for and out there already, we're going to put some behind Small Business Saturday. So, fun fact, the Korea Fest happened here in North Carolina, and we actually went. So we did talk to some small businesses there, so we'll show you some of that. Also, we frequented Jewel.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about Jewel?
Jewel Unique. I actually met her when I was hosting at a Raw showcase, which also helps and supports local and independent artists. And now she has her own studio. It's called Canvas Makeup Studio. It's on Atlantic Avenue, and she is a licensed esthetician and makeup professional. And she is absolutely fabulous at what she does. And PreShus and I actually got a chance to go. PreShus got a makeover, and I went and got a facial, and I think we had a good time.
Yeah.
Did you have a good time?
I did too.
Okay. And we're back, and I'm pretty sure you guys are wondering, where is my co-host? Well, she's inside with no other than Jewel Unique. Come on in, guys. We got a lot to show you today. Okay, Jewel, so tell us a little bit about how you just prepped her face.
So, with all my makeup applications, I typically, skincare is very important. I always start with good skincare. So we did a double cleanse. We did a good tone. I always exfoliate. I know earlier, before, look, behind the scenes, we were talking about different exfoliators. For her, I used the chemical one, but can be physical. So physical is like when you have the little granules. You know what I mean? That's more of a physical exfoliant versus chemical. But the one I use on her is a little bit both, so it helps to take off the dead skin. Gives a really nice palette for makeup and things like that.
Hey guys, it's my turn now to get fabulous. Rachel,
Right, of course.
tell me what you're going to do.
Okay, so the very first thing is we already got you under the covers. You're nice and cozy. We have the candles going. You probably can't see that. The candles are going. She has a little bit of aromatherapy. We're gonna wind her down because a lot of my evening clients, they typically have they want to kind of wash the day off. So wind me down, aromatherapy kind of helps you de-stress, take the day away. It gives you a chance to relax. So by the time you're, like she said, when she walked in the room, it feels very intimate. So when you walk in, it's kind of like, oh, I'm just so glad I'm here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is, these are pre-soaked for eye refreshment patches. And I'm gonna place those on her eyes. They're very cool.
I feel like a brand new woman.
You look amazing. The glow.
Yes.
2018 is considered the glow up season.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Girl, it wasn't for me, but okay.
Now it is.
Thank you so much for joining us for today's episode. We had a blast.
We did.
Yes, it was a lot of content, but it was all worth being discussed.
Exactly. And just remember, the conversation does not have to stop right here. Make sure that you guys are using the comment section on our YouTube, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And where can they do that at?
At In the Divas Den TV. And if you'd like to be featured on the show, hit us up at inthedivasden@gmail.com.
Shout out to my co-host for enunciating, in case you guys didn't get that. And also make sure you follow me at SoFabKim. SoFabKim, all one word, on all social media platforms.
And you can follow me at The PreShus One, and that's with the S, and you'll see that down below.
Make sure you guys are following us, and also make sure that you subscribe. You know what it is. You're always welcome to have a seat and join in on the discussion. You've officially been in the Divas Den.